What's good, YouTube? It's Takt before here, and after watching DanDaDan, right, and just catching up to the manga, I gotta say, this show is weird. Like regular show levels of weird, bro. We got aliens from outer space invading Earth, trying to take people's wee-wees, and then we got monsters over here trying to take people's family jewels. Like, it's absolutely absurd. And honestly, I thought, you know what? I think it's time to cover DanDaDan and rank each and every episode on how weird it is. Now, usually I would do these by arc. However, not only do I not want you guys to get spoiled by it, but I also want you guys to just enjoy the ride because Science Saru is cooking with this anime adaptation. And I gotta say, might be my top one new gen, who knows? But if you guys want more DanDaDan content or more ranking series like this, make sure to give a knife that like button, subscribe if you're new, comment for the algorithm, and let's dive in. Before we get into the meat of today's video, I just launched a new YouTube membership program from as little as $2 to join up to $10 if you have that moolah. You can get exclusive things such as you could get a custom meme right next to your name, new emotes that nobody else can use, following up with earlier access to videos than usual, and last but not least, member exclusive videos and polls for new videos coming out. You know, I have a lot of videos and a lot of characters in store for y'all, but y'all get to pick what comes out first, or y'all even get to pick what characters you want to see in the ranking how useless series. So yeah, join up today for as little as $2 up to $10, and yeah, hope you enjoy. Starting off with DanDaDan's first episode, they already, like, the first 10 seconds of the episode's already weird because why are y'all trying to get down and dirty? Y'all are high schoolers, bro. And y'all don't get in the classroom. But after Momo and Takamura become acquaintances, they get together and decide, let's go to abandoned warehouses at 3 a.m. and see whether aliens or spirits actually exist. Now, after both of them realize that both of them were actually correct, this leads to a whole altercation of some weird things. First off, Takamura just gets his body possessed, right, on some demon shit, and then after that we get Momo over here just Japan, y'all some sick freaks. Anyway, after this altercation, Takamura comes out of the phone, kicks the alien guy in the face, and Momo awakens her powers to save the day. Now, before anyone says anything, this is easily going to the regular show tier. This literally, word for word, bar for bar, sounds like something out of regular show. Genuinely batshit insane. I cannot describe it anywhere else. Even formatted just like a regular show episode as well. Things start off relatively normal, nothing too out of the ordinary, and then halfway through the episode, they're just meeting aliens and getting their balls taken. It's so weird, especially from the middle to the end stretch of the episode, cause, ooh, I'm sorry, Science Saru, but the way that y'all animated that Momo part, I had to double take like twice. It was so hard to get through that part. Now, the second episode starts off with OKARUN entering Momo's home, where he immediately gets lit on fire because, you know, he still has that demon inside of him, and she has some holy water around, which does expel demons. Now, when she took away this holy water to allow OKARUN inside her home, she made a mistake because for some reason nobody noticed the giant sumo wrestler alien just being able to walk into their home. Like nobody felt the earthquake. Now, OKARUN does end up using Turbo Granny's power to get a demon power up, which does help them a lot here. But ultimately, what does end up killing the sumo wrestler was Momo tricking the sumo wrestler into stepping into holy water, which burned it alive. Despite being free from the sumo wrestler, they weren't free from the battle. Mainly due to Momo overexerting herself with her psychic powers against the sumo wrestler, she was very fatigued, which led to her not taking control of OKARUN's demon inside of his body, allowing Turbo Granny to possess OKARUN. Now, there was a sense of weirdness here, but it wasn't as great as episode 1. However, the sumo wrestler asking for OKARUN's banana did strike a bit odd, so I'm gonna put this episode in the very odd tier. On to episode 2, and I'm gonna be real, like 90% of it was about Momo's granny, bro. And I gotta say, she is fine! With the episode starting off of Momo's granny beating up Turbo Granny, just beating them to a pulp, and faking out Okarun's death, we actually see later on that he's actually alive, which, you know, thankfully it was fine. Now, they do talk a bit here and more, but it wasn't really that abnormal until Okarun needed to use the bathroom. Now, Okarun running to the bathroom and Momo and her granny following with Okarun to keep eyes on him so that the demon wouldn't be let loose, with Momo accidentally slipping up, allowing Turbo Granny to be set free for that specific moment. She had Momo's granny in shambles, alright? She was in a life or death scenario where she could die from a heart attack or stroke. And here, instead of killing off her granny out of spite, she was like, you know what? I need you brats to come over here and fight me one-on-one. So, I'm gonna be brief. Out of all the episodes so far, this is the most tame, easily. So, this is going to the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse tier. Like, there's nothing here that screams weird. It's just regular, especially compared to the first episode. Nope. I just realized that was the third episode. My fault. I'm gonna change that in the editing. Now on to episode 4, and y'all already know this episode is jam-packed full of weirdness. Right before Turbo Granny could have killed Momo, Okaru started taking on some old woman tatas. Ugh. But with Okarun doing this, Momo was able to minimize Turbo Granny. However, that didn't minimize her influence, mainly because she had a bunch of minions under her, which could serve her and attack for her. Just like this giant crab, which they had to run away from for their 100-meter dash. Later down the line, Turbo Granny does end up having the upper hand against them. However, Momo catching on to a very speedy train allows them to make a quick getaway. And Momo also holding on to Turbo Granny allows Turbo Granny to feel the power of that holy water, burning her and all her minions to dust. With this victory in hand, not only does Okarun have his meat back, but now they can eat crab legs. Now, at the end of the episode, Granny's psycho trying to peek at Okarun's meat was kinda sus. But at the end of the day, this was a very weird episode from all corners. However, it wasn't at that level of weird that made me so distant like the first episode. So, for episode 4, I'ma put it at the Freako-meter tier. Next up, we got episode 5, and I'm not gonna lie to you, this is more or less a rom-com episode than anything strange, you know. This episode puts a lot more focus into Momo and Okarun's social relationship within school, rather than hordes and hordes of zombies chasing Okarun for his balls. Oh yeah, speaking of that, he doesn't have those anymore. After knocking out the literal devil out of Okarun's soul into a little kitty cat, Turbo Granny in that form tells us that she just lost his balls. What do you mean you lost them, bro? And with that, we can easily say this is the most Mickey Mouse Clubhouse episode of them all. This episode was super duper tame. And that's not really a bad thing, because I love the romance in this anime. But if I'm gonna be honest, bro, there's nothing weird about it. Nothing weird. I'm looking for Gravity Falls, and they're giving me Scott Pilgrim. And last but not least, we got episode 6. With Momo and Okarun literally searching through bushes trying to find his balls, we come around and see that somebody was spreading rumors that Momo was for the streets. And Okarun, he ain't taking that at all. He was about to body an NPC over a rumor. Oh yeah, remember when I said about to? No, Momo just straight up did it. Like, she knocked out a innocent girl. Well, she's not innocent, but still, she knocked him out with a damn pan at the top of their head. That's like at their temple. She could have killed her. And that same girl that got hit in the temple, surprisingly enough, that wasn't what gave her brain damage. No, it was touching Okarun's butt. Huh? Anyways, after getting a Holy Ghost revelation, after touching Okarun's balls, seeing spirits, and believes that she's the one that's supposed to kill all evil, she thinks that Momo is the son or daughter of Satan. So she and her friends, by the way, decide to take Momo to an abandoned scrapyard, tie her to the floor, have a cross and Okarun's testicle in hand, and dap it on her face to get the evil demon out of her soul. What is wrong with this girl? And it gets even worse, because now she has literal spirits calling her her daughter, and the spirits wanting to call her mama. So you're friends with demons, you're friends with monsters. And this demonic monster wannabe stepmother eats up eating OKARUN, MOMO, and this girl alive. Bro, I can't with this character, bro. What is her name? I still don't even know her name. AIRA, yeah, that sounds like a name for an airhead. With the haunted stepmama throwing up everybody back into the real world, they go back for round 2, which seems to be the end for episode 6. Now, I'm not gonna hold you. This episode was mainly just directly weird because of this girl. This girl is the dumbest, stupidest, weirdest. All the names you could pile up for this girl. She's absolutely insane. So that's exactly why we're giving this episode a regular show tier. I gotta say it, man. This girl is like levels of stupid I've never seen before, and it only gets weirder and weirder per episode. I mean, per like minute that she's on screen. Sadly enough, she's knocked out right now, so I don't know if the weirdness is gonna continue like it did for this episode and the next episode, but we'll see. And yeah, this is my tier list, ladies and gentlemen, of me ranking how weird each DanDaDan episode is, from regular show levels of weird to Mickey Mouse Clubhouse levels of tame. But if you guys want more ranking how weird or ranking videos in general, make sure to give me that like button, subscribe if you're new, comment for the algorithm. I'm Takt, and I'll see you guys next time.
All right.